Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're streaming live. All right.
Yeah.
A couple of technical issues there. Hi, everyone. My name is Janice Amiro. I am the founder of Janice Inspiring Change Holistic Nutrition. My website is janiceinspiringchange.com. And in December, I decided to do something different to get the year started. And I thought, why not bring to you, the viewers, people from the holistic wellness groups to inspire you to make some changes with your health and with your lifestyle in the new year. So throughout this month, I've been doing some interviews, and today I have a very special guest, a friend of mine from Qatar. She's a naturopath and her name is Karine. So welcome, Karine. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Janice. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so grateful to be here with you. Like now you're in Canada and I'm still in Doha. So my pleasure.
Yes, thank you so much. I do miss the weather, and I miss you and my friends there. It's so nice to still be able to connect with everyone. So I'll introduce Karine, and then we'll go through some questions. I'll pick her brain about a few things and find out what she does and how she helps people. So Karine is a naturopath. She's originally from France, and she works in the health and wellness field. Her personalized holistic method is an approach that helps people in their healthy lifestyle changes. She works helping people with personal development and helps them make themselves responsible for their lifestyle changes and habits. She works with clients facing various issues such as stress and emotional management, anxiety, depression, autoimmune diseases, allergies, sensitivities, skin and digestive issues, thyroid balances, etc. Wow, that's great. She brings awareness and meaning regarding symptoms that have not been found, not have found resolution by the classical medical approach. And we're hearing so much more about that these days.
Mm.
So, Karine, just tell us about what you do and your business and what your work is.
Yeah, so basically I've been practicing regularly for the last 10 years now in Qatar, basically. And so this is my main activity, but on the side as well, I have a live show because I work for the French radio as well. So it's related to wellness, health, personal development, same kind of topics. And as you said, I'm supporting people in their healthy lifestyle, personal development, because I have as well, I don't have a very classical naturopathic profile, I would say, as practitioner, because my first background is psychology. And then after that, I work in the educational domain. And then after that, I did my study about naturopathy. And after that, because we keep learning, on a daily basis. So after that, I I kept training and I did different certification, mainly based on energy-based healing modalities. And as you mentioned, there is a very various type of profile that come to see me. So it goes from, as you said, depression, anxiety, more like, because, as a practitioner, we have a holistic approach. So we see the individual in like in a global picture. So it's include taking care of the mental aspect, of the physical aspect, of the emotional aspect, because everything is connected, and you need to have everything in kind of good balance to have a balanced life as well, in terms of and your energy, how you feel, etc. So we cannot really skip one aspect. So I that's why why I turned to a naturopathic certification and training after psychology, because I found like there was something missing. Because it was only about the mind mostly, And I found like the naturopathy was more including more uh, the physiology, the body side, etc. And then after that, I found like there was still something missing. So then I I had the the domain more based on energy as well. So this is my preferred one, I would say.
Okay.
So yeah, and there is maybe I'll let you ask more question because I
Okay.
can talk a lot, Jenny. So you have
I
to
know.
stop me.
That's
You know
okay.
me.
What I did want to say is that, the the importance of working with the whole body, looking at the body as a whole, whether you're an energy, you work with energy, you work with food, you work with fitness, whatever we work with, um, we have to look at the total picture. And we're hearing that all the time now, because it can be easy maybe to change diet or change a lifestyle a little bit, but if you're not connecting all the dots, really, if you're not connected or balanced, like you say, mind, body, spirit, then things will fall out of kilter. They will not be able to go in a straight line, maybe for a short time, but then all of a sudden there's something else going on. So it's so important to look at the global picture, like you said. So what made you get into this type of work, and what is perhaps the it might lead to you sharing a little bit about your journey with how this all came together, and what brings you to what you're doing today?
Yes, so yeah, I agree, and I just want to just rebound on what you mentioned. Like, it's very important to have the all this aspect, because sometimes you can see people coming to see you and they say, yeah, I've done, like, I have a super clean diet, I'm going to the gym every day, I'm very active, on the physical side, and food wise, they are doing very good, but maybe their mindset is not really aligned yet. So they struggle a lot, in their mind, or they feel super stressed. So, and it messes the whole thing. So I always told, like, you can have the best food, the best supplement, the best gym, the best whatever, but if your mindset is not positive, is not balanced, it's, yeah, same, it will mess the whole things, because it's everything coming together. So how I got started, basically, as I said, I went to naturopathy because I found like there was something missing, uh, as I explained a little bit earlier. So then it has allowed me to add this body dimension, physiological dimension, to the psychological one. And then at some point, it was about 10 years ago, I was already a naturopath, and I started to not feel very well. But as practitioners, sometimes we don't listen to ourselves, because we are used to to be in this role of helper, supporting people, and sometimes we get caught into that. And so we just keep going, and then I was feeling, yeah, somehow I was feeling very tired. I was starting to lose my hair. I was uh, starting to have some kind of weird things, palpitation, and starting to be worse and worse, till the point I just had to do some checking. And so at that time I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease related to my thyroid, basically. So that's basically an organ that regulates your whole metabolism. So when it's not balanced, it's just a mess, basically, at any level. And so I couldn't really figure out how to work with that, how to try to fix it. And I I went for the medical side, but I didn't really like it, because I always like to go for the alternative things, and I'm very extreme in my approach in terms of natural things. I mean, even nowadays, like, I don't take any medicine. When I say no medicine, it's like not even one Panadol, absolutely nothing. So I had to kind of go for the medical side because at that time I didn't know so much about autoimmune. Now it's more my specialty because I was going through this journey. And they told me, no, you don't have choice. You cannot fix yourself in some ways through alternative technique. You have to go for like some kind of invasive treatment. So I was not really happy about that. So I told them, no, let me some time. I said, no, you don't have time. It can be, a little bit, can be harmful. You can have serious issues. So you have to go for the medical things. So I was like, kind of a little bit like feeling panicking because I said, no, I'm okay. But and that's why, this is something I really fight today with my, I'm supporting my patient when they go through this same kind of things, because I think for me, that's so great when as practitioner we are able to work with medical doctors, like um, in having a proper collaboration, because I've seen many great results in doing that. Even if the patient has to go through medical treatment, but if they do alternative treatment at the same time, it's bring even a better result. But sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes either the medical doctors are not open to that, or they don't simply know about different way to deal with this type of issues. So and they have only their way to do it. So they will tell you, no, it's not possible, and or you're gonna have this and you're gonna have that. And it's often put the patient in a state of extreme stress um, and it creates more damage than it's helping, definitely. And even I would say it creates even more damage than the disease by itself. I think for me that was the case. I think, Janice, knowing you have been through challenges regarding your health journey as well. And so I'm really fighting against that when I have client coming to see me and say, oh, I have these issues and the doctor told me like I can't do anything about it. And I'm really for me, you can still always do something about things. There is either you can still improve there is always something to do. Even in I have a patient with quite serious issue as well. I have some client with cancer, like very advanced stage, and I see them improving. And it's not, for me, I never think it's impossible. I never feel like hopeless, I would say, when I have someone coming to see me with serious health issues, because I've been through that journey, so I know that it's possible. But just the thing is that they don't know yet, because maybe this is the time they go through their journey. So once you have been through your this kind of things, you say, okay, even if you have some relapse or something, you know how to manage it. You came to know your body better, because this is my role basically is not to fix my client. My role is to make them aware of their own health, of their own body, and take their health in charge. This is not, I don't do the job. They have to do the job. Basically, I'm there to support them in the process. But they are the one responsible, and that's sometimes what unfortunately we don't see so much on the medical side, is that it's like our health, our body, our mind decision is taken out in some ways. It's like we are like some kind of consumer in some ways. It's like we are not responsible anymore of our own health. Someone else decide for us. And I think regarding healing, I found like with client, one factors that can predict like how well they're gonna improve, how well they're gonna be in the healing process, So one of the important factors is how they take themselves in charge.
Mhm.
And I think the most they feel responsible for what they can do for themselves, and the better the result is, in fact. Whatever the issues, I see the same in any kind of issues as well. So yeah, so that's how I started. I found like at that time I started to be sick, and I took some remedies, natural, herbal supplements, changed the foods, different things, but it didn't really work. So I've been through some kind of existential crisis at that time. I was like, how comes like all what I recommend to my client doesn't work for me? What's happened with my body? So I didn't really understand. For sure, there was some emotional things that I needed to understand as well, like what I needed to um, integrate at that time as well. And so I went to another practitioner, kind of by coincidence. I met a lady that was working with different technique, and I don't know, just intuitively, I just went to her and said, this is what happened to me. I don't really understand, so can you help me? And she said, yeah, come to see me and we'll see what's happened. So it was happening that I had an allergic reaction as well to the medicine I had to take like every day for a long time during that challenging period of time. So it was making me worse, more and more every day. So then I had to, so this lady helped me to treat, this problem through alternative technique as well. So two main alternative technique. And then I kept working with her on my own case because I needed to recover, because I was very bad, the doctor basically at hospital, they told me, okay, I cannot really let you go out. I said, yeah, let me sometime. I want to figure out what to do. And they told me, okay, I let you only 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you do the test again. If it's the same, you're going to have to go for something serious, I cannot let you go out. I say, okay, let me 2 weeks. So in these 2 weeks, I met this lady. I did intensive treatment, everything. So I was hoping the test would be like at least in the lower normal range, even if it was like in the limit. And funnily enough, I was not even expecting that. But when I did the test 2 weeks later, it was nearly back to normal. And but I felt, my body was starting to respond in a different way. And I was like, wow, that's quite impressive. So I said, okay, let's keep going. So I kept going with that lady, and I said, oh, that's an amazing technique. So later on, I became certified in these two techniques as well. And
what is that called, that technique?
Sorry, tell me again, Janice.
What is that called, that technique?
So these two techniques, one is called NAET. It's a non-putrid allergy elimination technique. So it works basically on restoring the balance of the immune system. It works through basically treating the main food group and the main vitamin minerals that the body needs usually to function properly. And it's because most of the time, especially now currently, we have a lot of allergy problem. Everybody is allergic to many things. And so it means like in that case, we as well react to some of the main vitamin and minerals. So basically that means like our body is not able to absorb them properly at 100%, let's say. So we kind of treat each of these ones, and from there our body start to absorb all these nutrients properly. So then it started to make a difference. I guess, Janice, what it can create when your body is able to absorb all the nutrients properly. And then usually people improve at that point on any level, not only on their allergy things, but on the global picture, I would say. So this is one, it's NAET. It's very useful in autoimmune cases, definitely. Allergy issues, skin issues, eczema, psoriasis. it works on a lot of things as well, because we work on the physical level, chemical level, and emotional level. So it integrates these three levels when we do treatment as well, because same, there is a big part of emotional factors, in all of these.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the root.
that's,
The root
yeah,
is where you need to go in order to get to resolve these issues.
exactly. And it's often start, I've done many other trainings since then, and it's often start with some kind of emotion that are trapped somewhere in our body and start to
Yeah.
create some kind of dysfunction. Yeah, it's often start like that. And the second technique I use, and it's amazing too, it's called body code. So basically, body code, it's energy based technique that work on clearing any perturbation that can happen in your body, let's say. So it cover like main chapters like toxicity, energy, misalignment, nutrition and lifestyle. What else we have in there? There is 2 or 3 more chapters. So in each chapters you have many branches as well. So basically it's based on kinesiology. So it means like you you use the muscle answer to know. It's like you settle a dialogue with the body of the person, because everything is imprinted in your body, since you're born, even before.
Yeah.
And so when you can ask question like, okay, what is the perturbation? So you go through different chart list question, and if the muscle answer is strong, means it's okay. If it's weak, means there is some perturbation, because it means like the energy flow of your body is not correct when the muscle answer is weak. So this is how you know, like, when there is perturbation, basically. So yeah, this technique is called body code as well. It's there is a really fantastic work to do that is included in this body code technique. It's called clearing your heart wall. So this is something I really like to do for people in general. I'm often really excited when I do that, when I finish to clear a heart wall. So basically, it's like each time in our life where we feel hurt, or we feel, by the time we feel like we need to protect ourselves, so we set up some barrier as well.
Yes.
So it's like basically the concept of heart wall. So the body code it's a technique that has been created by Dr. Bradley Nelson from US. He was originally a chiropractor, and so basically he has created this concept of heart wall as well. So the heart wall is made of trapped emotion, basically, that are trapped in our body, and our body use this trapped emotion, so it take it here and there, and like bricks, to create this heart wall around our heart, basically. So what is the effect of this heart wall is like, it's like a filter between you and the outside. So means on both way, means like when you look through this filter, you look at the outside world, your vision is quite distorted. So and I would say 80 to 90% of the people have a heart wall. You can even, it's funny, you can even, through muscle testing, you can even check like how big is it. So some people have like a thin heart wall, some people have a big one, sometimes kilometers.
A lot of bricks. A lot of bricks.
Lot of bricks. So basically, it's like a filter. So it brings a lot of confusion, usually a lot of miscommunication as well. So whatever comes from the outside toward yourself, maybe someone send you an information as A, and when it go through this filter of the heart wall, you receive it as B. But in
Yes.
reality it's A. But you are sure it's B. So you see, so it's kind of distort a lot of things. So it's kind of create trouble in your life as well.
Yeah.
And so clearing that, it just brings so much more, you know, clarity, opening as well. I remember I've cleared, you know, heart wall where things happen after, usually, you know, in different domains. You know, some people found their maybe their wife, their husband, funnily enough, whereas they were like single for so many years and they were not even um, looking for someone, or they were kind of gave up on relationship, and then suddenly things happening. So there is many interesting stories like that. So sometimes I'm joking with my client, because same for the treatment for allergies and autoimmune. So you can treat hormonal imbalances as well, fertility issues, hormones, things like that. So I I had some clients as well that they didn't really expect it, but they become pregnant. So so
Yeah.
I was like, okay, now I'm going to make you sign a form, like I'm not responsible about whatever happened after you
You
do
get
treatment with
pregnant.
me.
So can I ask you, what do you think, you know, your work is multifaceted. I mean, it's amazing the work that you do, and to reach, you go beyond, you know, maybe what other naturopaths would be doing based on your experience, your training, what you've gone through in your life. And so when someone walks into your office, or I guess now it's on Zoom,
Yeah, working my Zoom, yeah, now.
yeah, welcome to my Zoom room. I'm the same way right now for the most part. But so when I think it's important, and I know for myself, I say this all the time, but um, each person who walks into your space, into your, you know, has a session with you, is not treated, but in the word is looked at, or your approach is individual with that person. You are not offering the same information to each person that walks into your office. I think that I can safely say that. Is that right?
Yeah, totally correct. Because, you know, each person is very different. So even if a person come to see me with the same issue, what they would call the same issues,
Right.
the reason, the causes might be different for,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and the how the body function for each person, how the mindset is for each person, how they where they are in their journey,
Mm-hmm.
how emotionally they manage themselves, their stress, their emotion. All that is completely different, even if they have the same issues. Let's say, even maybe, let's say, if they suffer from both from anxiety, or both from autoimmune disease, or both from skin issues, uh, it will be different. There might be some similarities, maybe on some common things that
Yeah.
I would eventually, maybe I found like, maybe I would recommend maybe some supplements sometime. I would say, yeah, you might find some common things, but it will be so different.
So
Because, yeah, so that's why, you know, that I don't really I don't really trust or believe in this big tendency, like it's often now like, okay, just do like, you know, this diet, go for this diet, it's super great. No, because it's really, you know, for example, if we talk about nutrition, as it's more your domain, Janice, but I worked a lot on food and nutrition. I'm a big passionate of food as well. And uh, most of the time, you know, there is this trend and tendency of vegan, vegetarian, etc. So I think that can be wonderful for some type of profile that can does wonders, but for some other type of person with the type of issues they have, it can make them worse. So I've
mhm.
seen that in my practice, people coming to see me and said, oh, I've been vegan for the last X number of months, I have this issue, I have that. And I feel even worse now. I don't understand because I'm super. I have a super healthy food and healthy from their point of view.
Mhm.
I mean, yes, maybe theoretically it's healthy, but for their type of body function at that time and type of issues, it will make them worse.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah, for every person, and
yeah.
different, definitely every person is unique, and we have to approach that about them. And I always say my approach is not a cookie cutter approach. It's not here's the diet, for 10 people, same thing. It just doesn't work that way.
And even for example, the type of food I would say that we consider as healthy, sometimes people might have terrible reaction to it. For
Mhm.
example, I think about turmeric, for example. It's a great spice. It's a great I mean tool for like anti-inflammatory with many other benefits. But I know, for example, some of my clients, they react very badly to it. So it's because of it's very particular to them. I don't say turmeric is not good, but for them it may make them feel worse because they react to this
Yeah.
type of element, I would say. So that's why we should be very cautious with that, like
Mhm.
not applying like like this is the rule and this one is good. Yeah, theoretically is good, but maybe for you, you have to see how your body react to it, basically.
Yeah,
And that's why,
one size does not fit all.
yeah, that's why I always told my clients, the best advisor is not me, it's your body. Because maybe if I tell
Yeah.
you this, but when you eat it, you feel like, there is something wrong, maybe you don't feel good, or listen to that all the time. So the problem as well, and maybe that bring another question, Janice, is that as we most of the time, the current problem in our society as well is that we have been so disconnected from ourselves, from what we feel, from that we are not. I would say a lot of people are not have lost this ability to just feel, to feel their body, to feel like what's happening in their body, to feel like simply how they feel, how they are, to kind of explore, all this sensitivity of their body, their mind, their energy, all these kind of things. So I think one of our work as well, probably one of yours, Janice, as well, as you work with nutrition, is to get back into that, like how to, like what is food, what is it for, how you eat, not only what you eat, but how you eat.
Mhm.
Do you take your time? Do you appreciate it? Do you, you know, so, and, being kind of paying attention, being mindful about all this and reconnect to what you to what you feel, basically. Yeah. I
Mhm.
think that's because everything starts, from inside, I would say. So that year, and I would say last year, with all this pandemic and confinement, I think for me that was a big sign of the universe to all the people on earth to just go inside themselves, because
Mhm.
they didn't have choice so much at that time, because we were kind of um, requested to just having no distraction, no activity, nothing, just being with ourselves, basically. And I think that was, I see that as a really good things.
Mhm. Mhm. There has been some positive things that have happened, and I hear this too. And when we were, more or less forced to stay at home and look inward, and this is an opportunity to, like they say, straighten your house up, and that is meaning straighten up your diet, straighten up your lifestyle. And of course, when I say lifestyle, I don't mean just diet, I don't mean just exercise, I mean the emotional part of that. And again, we're looking at that that body as a whole. And you said, like, looking at the body as it is the world, it's your world. And that is so important to straighten up or clean up your house, so that you can start to feel better, start to feel, because like you said, you know, so many people don't recognize that they don't feel well. They're caught in this trap of, I don't know, the rat race of go go go, and just getting through each day and using all the coping mechanisms that they have, and they're not healthy ones as a rule, without ever looking at why they have problems. And that's, I think, you offer some exploration into that, and you can help people see, perhaps get past that wall, so that they can start, you give them the tools, you guide them so that they can start to unpeel the layers of the onion, I call it, or take the bricks off of the heart wall, and find out who they really are. And yeah, Karine,
Yes.
I know you have a radio show to do in, like, I don't know, 7 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I have a little bit of time, but
Okay.
just it's fine, no worries. But
Okay.
I leave it to you regarding the time management.
Okay, because, you know, like you say, we can chat on and on.
Okay.
So
It's fine. I'm okay. Just
okay. So I wanted to ask you, and I've asked a few other people on this these interviews. What is a common myth about your profession that you tend to see or hear a lot, and how can you straighten that out or make people see what you do a little bit differently? What can you answer that?
I think, yeah, first about naturopathic practitioner, most of the time I can see that people doesn't have a clear idea what is a naturopathic practitioner. They often mistaken the naturopathy with homeopathy, or with other type of alternative techniques. So basically, a naturopath is someone that will support people in regaining their good health through natural means. So, and through different techniques. So it's the naturopathic training involve a lot of different knowledge and techniques. So it goes from phytotherapy to aromatherapy to some energy healing techniques sometimes. So basically, each naturopath will kind of maybe be a little bit more specialized in some of this technique, because for example, me, I would appreciate some of them more than others, because everybody is different. So according to your personality, you will be drawn more to this one or this one or this one. So you can combine them as well, definitely. And outside of that, the myth about the profession, I would say, as alternative practitioner, in general, I would say, it's like, people often have this idea like we are some kind of superhuman that just manage that we are able to manage ourselves in a perfect way, and we are positive 300% of the time, and everything is always fine, and I would say, no, we have our things to deal with too, and we are not superhuman as well. We do our best, but we have, yeah, we are still, sometimes need to work on ourselves. Me, I'm still working on myself on a daily basis, through different healing modalities. Either the technique I work with clients, I use them on myself too. I work with other practitioners, some of my colleagues that are in US especially, even if they use the same technique as I do. I still work on my case as well, because it's a process, I would say. People often ask you, like, when okay, like, when the process is finished, or when it's never finished, basically, because you till the end of your life, you will still learn things, you will still go through events, through challenges, and you will need to adjust, you will need to adapt all the time, you know, till nothing is fixed, you know, everything is changing. So it's a
Well, you know,
process
I
that,
think it's really important to let people know that we, you know, you and I and so many people in our professions, we started out in a very bad place, and that's often why we ended up where we are today. I know it's for me and for you, and so that that journey is ongoing. For me, it's ongoing. I'm always, I say, tweaking what I do to learn and to grow and to change, to be my best self. And I think as soon as you think you've reached that, then that's a bit scary, because I think we never really get to a point. We don't, if you stop learning and stop growing, that's scary. I think we should always keep learning and keep growing and keep being open to new ideas, new ways of doing things, other people's perspectives on what on our situation perhaps, and be like a sponge to get as much information as possible to help ourselves do what we need to do to get up in the morning and feel great, and whatever that might be. And you've done that, and like you say, you're still working on that. And I think we have that I think it's a goal actually, that we want to continue to do that. I know I do. Always want to be inspired to continue to learn and grow.
yeah, I think totally. I think for me that how I feel regarding my mission, I would say, and because I really love the job I do and the work I do, is for me it's like to make some positive change either for myself and for people, and bring my contribution basically to this world, and mainly in living it better than when I found it, I would say. Even if it's like a small contribution.
Yeah.
But I believe in, I said, I used to say, like, I believe in the theory of the grain of sand, like one little grain and one little grain and one little grain, and then at the end it make a huge big desert full of sand. So it's start to be significant. So I think, and that maybe the message I would say to, I would like to transmit or to share with the people that maybe are listening, is that it's never too late to do something for yourself. I have clients that started to come to see me past 65, 66 years old, even sometime later, and they have improved. They have, like, sometimes they have been with their health issue for 35 years. I think the longest one I had 35 years having the same things, and then he was able to get rid of these. So it's never too late first to do
Right.
something for yourself, and it's never impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Even though maybe your doctors, your mom, your sister, whatever, your husband told you, no, you shouldn't do that, you cannot do that. It's nothing is impossible. You know, it's all in your mind. You basically, I'm a big believer that whatever you believe will manifest in your life, basically.
Absolutely.
And especially now, you know, in this new era we are in, this is very valid, I would say. It's like we should all pay attention to our thought, our energy, um, what we do with ourselves, the surrounding we are in, the people that are around us. All of that is really influence ourselves, basically. That was one of my biggest learning in during the confinement. I i was already aware, because I work with, I work with energy and things like that. So I was already aware that it has a kind of big effect and influence on ourselves. But being kind of isolated from the outside world for a few months, I realized, like, to which extent, the outside world has an influence on us, like to which extent. any little interaction, any little um, things can create perturbation in our body, in our mind. Um, and I really realized that when I was totally kind of isolated during confinement, and it feels good because I was feeling really good, honestly, especially at the beginning. After I was a little bit fed up because we are social beings as well, so
Yeah,
we need to interact.
yeah.
But in the first 2-3 months, I was like, I was feeling great, wonderful. There's I feel like there is, and as I'm an introvert person, so I absorb a lot from people as well, usually. So not having all this I was really, uh, it allow really, it's really allowed me to feel like how it was to live without having all this perturbation,
Mhm.
and to kind of, and this is an opportunity we never have basically usually. So that was a big lesson of this
So,
confinement.
our time is up. I guess we've chatted for 45 minutes already. So I just want you to end. It's been a fascinating conversation. Thank you so much. I want just to give us your details of how people can contact you before we say goodbye.
Okay, so people can contact me through different ways. So I have a Facebook page that is called Karine with a K, Naturopathy Qatar. And I have as well an Instagram that is called Karine, always with a K, Karine Naturopathy, just simply like that. And I have a website as well that is called karinenaturopathy.wordpress.com. And so either you can send me a message through all of these social media or website as well. And I have a WhatsApp number. I don't know if I can.
Sure.
So you can send me a message as well on WhatsApp if you want more details. So my WhatsApp is plus 974 556 36241. So I can repeat, plus 974 556 36241. And I think that's it, Janice.
Great.
And
Well, thank you.
thank you so much for inviting me. That was a pleasure to chat with you, to answer your question, and to see you, to reconnect back after a few months. Maybe we didn't met like either online or for real.
Yeah. Well, we'll do some more things together, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Karine, for joining me. Again, my name is Janice Amiro, and I'm the founder of Janice Inspiring Change. My website is janiceinspiringchange.com. And tomorrow's guest will be Annette, and we'll be talking about her book that she designed specifically for cancer clients. So that's going to be an interesting conversation tomorrow with Annette. I'll post the details and the time. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again. Bye for now.